Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. In this video I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about farming XP to level up your minis. Because XP farming is nowadays more effective than it has ever been in Warcraft Rumble before, because the XP gains are currently 9 times what they were at launch. So there is a daily XP cap. You can gain up to 50,000 XP from gameplay during one day. It resets always at the daily reset. And at the launch of Warcraft Rumble, that basically meant that you had to do PvP all day long to reach that cap. But nowadays it's reachable in an hour or two of doing activities that reward you with XP, so it's way easier. This 5000 XP cap does not include XP that you gain from tomes, from gaining new minis, the bonus XP for new minis, or XP gems on the grid. So this is just quests and raids and sieges and PvP. In order to farm XP effectively, you first need some collection levels, but that's pretty easy nowadays with all those minis in the game. So you get collection level for all the levels that your minis have, for all the rarity levels that your minis have. And the XP gains cap at collection level 50. And then there's also the Arclight booster, the one-time purchase, the permanent account upgrade that you can buy, which adds another plus 20% if you have that. So the current XP gains for a common, a green quest, you get 900 XP, or 1080 if you have the booster. Rare quest is 3 times that, epic quest is 5 times that, and PvP wins and siege and raid wins are also worth as much as a single common or green quest. You often want to give the XP to a specific mini, and there are 2 mechanisms for targeting minis. First of all, there are quests, and for quests you always get 3 options, and one of those options is always the lowest level mini in your current army, in the army that was there when the quest was rerolled. So that's only XP level, not bonus levels, so it doesn't include levels from rarity, from army bonus slot, or from talents, just the raw XP level. And all minis that are on the same XP band are treated the same. So if you have a mini that has 80,000 XP out of 90,000 and a mini that has 1 XP out of 90,000, those are both still the same level. And then there's the end of game XP. And the end of game XP, that's given to a random non-maxed mini in your army. So if you have minis that are at max XP, then you can target this as well, because you can run an army that has all minis otherwise max, but then one mini that's not max, and that mini is then going to get all of the end of game XP. And there's also a little trick that you can use to up your daily cap by up to 10%. This trick works so that first you complete a quest before you reach the cap. You must not be at the cap yet, and you complete the quest, but you do not claim the reward. So ideally you want this to be a purple quest, but blue quest will still do as well. Then you reach the cap through other gameplay, sieges, raids, PvP, and once you have reached the cap, you come back and you claim the quest reward, and it still awards you with XP even though you have already reached the cap. Note that it takes 55 green quests to reach the cap if you don't have the booster, and 46 if you have the booster. So you can use that to keep track of how many you have completed, how much XP you have gained during the day, and when you need to save this quest if you want to get a little bit of extra, although it takes a little bit of extra effort of course as well, because you need to keep track of how much XP you have gained. And you know that you have reached the daily XP cap when you win and the victory screen is empty, so no mini, no XP is in sight, and when you go look at quests, the quests show plus 0 XP as reward, and this is then going to stay until the daily reset. Depending on how often you farm XP, you may also be interested in optimizing your quest rarities. The regular rarity spread for quests is 87.5% green, 10% blue, 2.5% purple. And you can complete 20 new quests per day, but this stacks up to 300. So if you haven't completed quests lately, then you can easily just reach your daily cap through quests alone. But if you complete your quests every day, then 20 quests isn't quite enough to get to the XP cap. Only quests that you complete count against your limit, so if you reroll quests, if you let them expire, those are not gone from your quota. PvP wins reroll green quests, so that was the traditional way. You play PvP until you get a blue or purple quest, then you complete that, then you play more PvP again. You can still do that even though it's slightly less effective now, because quest XP is relatively higher. Also, green quests expire after 30 minutes, blue quests take an entire day, so you get a bunch of natural rerolls during the day. So if you check up on the game and you see, okay, do I have a blue or purple quests? No, okay, I'll check up later, and then when you have, you complete that, and over time you will get naturally more blue and purple quests simply over the course of the day. So the best way to farm XP is to complete quests. Quests are super fast and give you a lot of rewards, but if you do this often enough, then 20 quests are not enough to reach the cap. Then you can play PvP for extra XP and to reroll your quests, or you can do raids or sieges after you run out of quests. And what raids or sieges, that depends on which one is available. Stormwind normal Allison is super fast, so that can be a really good one. Then there's normal Thief Catchers in Ironforge, not as fast, but it's okay. And in Molten Core you actually have a couple of pretty good options, because Lucifer, Magmadar and Gehennas can all be quite fast. As for the quests themselves, Ysera is by far the strongest leader for quest farming, especially with the poison talent. You're not going to roll through Ysera deck many times. You just want to get those whelps out there, you want them to have the extra poison so that they will just kill faster and single run, and that's it. You want whelpex, you want Earth Elemental, you want the Ysera whelps, so classic whelpex. Boss pops the eggs, you drop the Earth Elemental, boss turns towards Earth Elemental, whelps start to attack the boss, then you have the Ysera whelps, and then you can also use execute, give bloodlust with the bloodthirsty talent, get even more damage in. Add Defias Bandits with Picklock talent, so they can open chests on any quest maps, and they can also defend you because they can stun some enemies, so they can buy you more time. And then you have a couple of flexible slots, so one slot for the mini that you're targeting, and then another slot. I've used Smoke Bomb, I've used Quillbore, I've used Cheat Death. I'm actually not sure which one is the best for that slot, but you have plenty of options. There are also some quest maps that are not very good for farming, let's say something like Ysera for example, but if you get a bad map then you can just surrender and you can pick another quest for one of the other mini options and you will get a different map so that you can keep going through them real quick. So that's XP farming in Warcraft Rumble. During launch it was basically PvP all day long if you want to farm XP, but nowadays it's a lot faster and also PvP is completely optional. Thank you for watching. Click like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and a special thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, YouTube members and Twitch subscribers who make all of these videos possible.